Everybody, welcome. It's the Outside Looking In. I am Juju Brown, and with me, Tiara and Ugo. This is the OLI podcast. You're welcome.
See how bright your smile is.
Who's smile?
Oh, you're on me. I'm not smiling.
Please, I can't be having bright smile when my friend's father just died.
But your smile is really bright. But
if you put it like this, that the person's in a better place. If you put it that the person's in a better place.
To be fair, Shad, it was Nigeria, so even sometimes maybe hell can even be better sometimes.
Hell.
Comparison to Nigeria. That's that. Sometimes hell can be better than Nigeria.
When they said hell is that relief.
Is Nigeria dog? It has gone 60-something years without relief.
No, but Nigeria, if you use toilets, hell is
without Oh, there's I should tell yourself. It's okay.
People do that in Nigeria, actually. People pee on themselves, pee on the road in Nigeria, and number two on the soil.
But there is relief.
What it is.
There's no relief in that country.
I'm not sure you need that kind of relief in hell, because to have that kind of relief, you need to eat or drink. I'm not sure they're eating or drinking in hell, so you will need it. You will need this where you're going.
There's no mystical body. There's no Mr. Niger D. It's not the same thing.
How do we know this?
That we don't carry our physical body to the other part. We leave it inside the. You know, when you go back and dig the grave, you see the remains of the human body.
No. I'm talking about the hell part. The hell part.
Oh, like there's no body.
This is based on some Middle Eastern cultures. This is their own.
Even if there's a body,
No. I'm not talking. Leave the physical body. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this concept of hell. Yeah, this concept of hell. This is just this Middle Eastern culture's idea of what happens when a person dies, and we've followed the hook, line, and sinker.
It's not the idea of what happens when people die. It's just the idea of how to keep people moral.
So, in other words, religion is a moral compass.
Yes, religion is a moral compass. That's literally what a religion was for them.
But I get, but the danger, even though I'm a person that said, "Oh, how we should," there's any truth to it, but then the danger of effing about and finding out and say, "Who said there's anything? I'll do what I want." Go there. That's I want they were right to abort.
That cannot be enough justification for you to leave your So when we're going into a whole psychological, philosophical conversation.
Let's go there.
Where else but the outside looking in?
So
you to live morally, like in the past it could be, but like now it cannot be enough reason for why you should do the things, or should do things right, or do the right things. It's just not enough.
It's more than enough reason.
It's not.
Do you know what? You born forever and ever and ever. Do you know what that's doing?
Some people already born forever.
No. Some people who are burning, they're not burning forever and ever. Forever and ever and ever. There's no reprieve.
That we don't know that, because like if you die burning, who's to say that your consciousness doesn't continue burning, because your body, we see that your body no longer communicates that burning to you. You don't know. Maybe people that are drowning, they drown forever and ever and ever and ever. We don't know.
This is what I'm saying. Because we don't know. And what if you now say nothing day, I live how I want, I do what I want? You now F around and you find out on the other side that no be chai.
Something,
So this people not
something
play,
actually
yo.
did.
This is real. Something there. And
Yes, you
then your boy say, put more coal. Some demons are giving your back. Come on. And you're like, God, please, I should have listened. The guy said, you should have listened. That is enough, in my opinion. That is enough reason to keep you on the straight and narrow. If
it's
you now die and there's nothing, say, so now they lie and I just deceive me, I'll be
no, but like, what if you
fine.
die and actually the straight and narrow that you know today is actually what takes you to hell? Did you think about it?
My sister, no, see, my sister, you are right. You are right. But what can I do? Well,
You will not
I'm just
hell
following what they've told me.
following
I'm
what
just
they
following
told
what
you. That you can't say Abacha, he will cross his leg like this on
in heaven.
the chair. That one is even more painful. They're finding out that there
Hey,
was
you're right.
something. I'd rather die. I go to hell knowing that I did it. It's me. I'm the one that brought myself here. That I did not know. I was not
No.
expecting it whatsoever. Then I'm in
No,
hell as
no, no,
well.
no. It it's like this. You're going for an exam. They say somebody the word gets around and look, reads A B C D E F G. You now say no, no, no. You say read it to now what you go come out. You now say no, I'll read W X Y or you now go there and
Okay.
it's A B C D E F G. Do you
No,
get my
but like
point?
what I'm saying
So it go pay you. Now say Lord.
it's better for you to read A to Z and know that you read A to Z than for you to say I only read A, B, C, D, E, F, G because that's what they said I should read. Because if it comes out that it is now F, G, H, I, J, K that came out, and you is only A, B, C, D, you'll be more angry with yourself. Or worse off, if you only read A, B, C, D, E, F, G and it's now Z that came out, you will be so mad at yourself that who sent me message? I should have just listened to the spirit inside my ear to know where I am going to. I should have assumed that I was enough to know where I'm going to than follow somebody's moral compass. Why do
But
you think you're not completing yourself to know what is right and what is wrong and what you should do?
no,
Why don't you believe in yourself enough?
You're
but with
not
regards,
because you're a product of what you hear and what you see and where you're born. Okay, so
That's when you're
if
that's
you,
like
for
the initial
example,
stage of your life.
mhm,
After that, after a
mhm.
certain age, you cannot say that you're a product of what you hear, what you see, and where you're born.
but you've heard that
And where
you're a
you
You are
live.
product
now
of your
in the
environment.
coming age of your life, where
No,
your
no,
life
but
is literally in your hand.
you've
No,
heard
no,
that you're a
and where
product
you
of your
live.
environment. Yeah, you're a product of your environment.
For
Not
example,
all through your life. You are a product of your environment in the
all,
initial
all,
formation
all through
age of
your
your
life,
life.
all
I
through
don't
your
agree.
life. Let
Because
me
you can
paint a
change the
picture for you. Let me paint a picture for you. So let's say in the UK, yeah,
environment.
you can't marry two wives. You cannot be legally wed to two people.
Mm-hmm.
Where we're from, nothing there now. Chop up, marry two, three, four, 10. Do you get my point?
Mm-hmm.
So if you lived all your life, born, raised in Nigeria, lived all your life, you can marry two, three, whatever. You then get transported to the UK. Now your environment has shifted. Nigeria cohorts would say, look, you carry more than one person. Or you go the other way. So you're a product of whatever environment you
Using
find
using
yourself in
that as same
until you die.
analogy, using that same analogy, it no longer
Mhm,
applies because, like, even though I am born and brought up in Nigeria all my life, I am exposed to every other part of the
mhm,
world, and I can now choose for myself what path I want to follow. I can be in America here in the environment all my life, but I have decided that I want to
mhm,
be a monk because I am exposed to exposed to the knowledge of how monks or but Buddha people live. It's now my
Buddhist.
choice. I could
mhm,
Buddhist. I could as a child maybe not, but as an adult because of how much exposure I choose to have. By the way, because the exposure is based on how much I want to be exposed. All you have to do is look. If you look enough, you will find it. You can be whoever you want to be, regardless of it.
mhm. No, no. So whatever environment you find yourself in, that environment has rules and regulations that you have to conform to
You don't have
if you're going to live in that environment.
to say that, like in the country
If
that
you
you're
don't,
speaking of,
then you're
people don't
breaking
have two
their
wives.
laws.
People have two wives in the UK.
Not legally, no. That means you're breaking the law,
Like,
and if they find
in
you,
Nigeria,
you're going to pay.
even in Nigeria, you can't legally marry two wives. Legally, it's not possible. But you can have two wives.
Who said that?
It's not legally. You
If
can't.
I'm Muslim and I'm a
Nigerian people are
practicing
allowed in
Muslim,
the country. You can't actually marry more than one wife legally.
in
You
Nigeria,
can customary marry more than one wife, but legally it is not in our constitution. The federal constitution of Nigeria
what?
does allow bigamy.
But it's wait, hold up. The Nigerian constitution, Christian marriages and Islamic marriages,
It
and under
doesn't
Islamic
recognize
marriage, you can.
marriage. It only recognizes customary law. It doesn't recognize religion. So if you get the reason why Muslims can marry is because they tie Islam to their custom. But that's why when you go to church and marry, aside from Catholic churches, if you go to a Pentecostal church and marry, you still have to go and register that marriage in the court. You still have to do court marriage because that's not legally recognized by the constitution. If you do nikah, which is the Muslim marriage, you still have to go to the court to go and register that marriage because your constitution does not recognize that marriage.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay, well, yeah. Well.
Hold up. Prompt. Is it legal to marry more than one wife in Nigeria? Yes, it is legal to marry more than one wife in Nigeria, but it depends entirely on the type of marriage contracted. Polygamy is recognized under customary and Islamic laws, allowing men to have multiple wives. However, it is illegal under statutory law, court/slash registry marriage, where marrying again while the first marriage exists constitutes bigamy, a criminal offense. So we're saying the same thing. If you flip that to change that prompt to is it illegal to marry more than one wife in the UK? See what they say. Searching. No, it is illegal to marry more than one wife in the UK. Contracting a second wife while still legally married is considered bigamy. So in Nigeria, there is that loophole, i.e., customary/Islamic. But they're in the UK, they're like, my friend, don't bring that here. Do you get my point? So you can be a Muslim, but that is not recognized in the UK.
For now.
So
for now, counting down.
Well, as at May the 5th, 2026. As at May the 5th of May, 2026, it's not legal. So
for now.
Once again.
Sure, enjoy you people's freedom for now. Okay, sure, no problem.
Well, for now.
So because again, you know that the same law that you people have in the UK, same law we practice in the US, mostly for the most part. But you see that pastors have 27 wives.
We colonize you guys.
What? Which pastors have 27 wives?
The people, what they call Lateran.
No, is it Lateran or no? Not Lateran. Mormons, not Lateran.
They are a follower of Lateran. Yeah.
So what?
Or more.
Amish and cook.
Yeah, and you see, it's legally allowed. Ish. It's not in the Constitution of America. It's just a loophole there, technically.
So again, I say you're a product of your environment. So if your environment allows it, fine. Which leads us back to what we were talking about. How did we get here? We're talking about heaven and hell.
Our environment, our hellfire, and I was like, you never know.
You're a product of your environment.
So yeah. I forgot to mark that. Yeah, whatever. So just
again, I could have been born and brought up in this same part of the US, move to the place where Mormon is allowed, and decide that, you know what, I only want to marry one wife. Again, it's your choice. You can't say it's your environment. People in the UK that came from Pakistan, even people that in UK that have never visited anywhere in this world, have wives. The French people have concubines and wives, and it's not legal in any way to have concubines and wives. It's not legal, but they do because that's their custom. For lack
Well,
of, that's their culture.
the fact that they have concubines and the word concubines is um what's the word? It's legal, it's allowed, means that they already
Even
do
the
it.
Mm.
It's part of
of
what they do.
England had concubines
Yeah,
and wives. He
he
Ah,
had
married
8
this
me, I
wives.
was not. Which
Wives.
England? Okay. No, no, no. He didn't have them at the same time.
He
So
had
the
two at the
thing
same
is, you
time.
can have. Did he?
Yeah.
Henry the Eighth?
And Boleyn, and the other one.
She was. I think he had to chop her head off before he could marry the other person.
Yeah, but he already married her. He already married the other person before he chopped her head off because she had gone. After like he married her, before he found out that she slept with anybody, he had already married another wife. And then when he heard that he slept with somebody else, he now called her back. They should go and find her and chop her head off. But he was married to 2 people.
Wait.
And they're the people
What did you
that
call his name again? What did you call his name again? The what?
the king now.
The what?
King of England. Is that
King.
not the owner of people's
The
law?
king. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying. The
so the God
king.
of our
That's
the
the
king.
king. It's about
King.
see trouble. That's why he's the king.
Down.
So
Down.
okay.
Down.
So when you're the king, you can. When you're the king, you can be.
Who's your current
You
king?
can
Your
say
current
you
king
can.
had a concubine while he was married.
Yeah. See. I was not a part
That
of
he's
this
now married
conversation
to, by the
about
way.
anything to do with the
Okay.
current king. I was not there. I was
Yeah.
just passing by. I was in my.
Everything
Me,
is a
I'm not there.
suggestion. Like every law that you think you have is a suggestion. It's like you can, but don't get caught. Like, according to Naira is who they wake up and catch like thief. Every law does
Yeah.
no environment can determine who you are. You are who you are, regardless of your environment. You are who you are. It's not your environment. It's you.
No,
You are
no,
the problem.
no. It's your environment that shapes you and all
You are the problem. It's
that.
not your environment. It's you that is the problem. You are the problem. Take accountability. You are the problem. It's not your environment. It's you. You are the problem.
Oh no. You cannot dissociate yourself from all accountability and say, no, it was the environment. No. But what I'm saying is that the environment molds you. Like your
It
just
has
like
maybe
what
like
how did Dave
10%.
say?
10%. Because again, you are so the world is a global village that like if you see children in Nigeria that speak, you will not think that they grew up in Nigeria. They speak with a whole American accent. Like the way they even behave,
Yeah,
you
some
will
of
not
them.
believe that they spank them at home. It's so much of a global village that you can't say your environment shapes you anymore. Like maybe in the past, yeah, but now, crazy.
Are you discountenancing the internet from part of the environment? That's part of the environment, though.
So if you're saying that's part of the environment, then it means there's no environment because there's no physical boundary to what you know on the internet. The internet is literally everywhere, meaning that
Not
the internet shows
everybody has
everybody.
access. You see, this is your privilege shining through now. Not everybody has access to the internet.
I
You
agree, but
see,
I'm saying that like again, it's not everybody that you can say the environment. You see, we're going back to the same problem. I'm not saying that definitely it doesn't have a place to play, a part to play. It does. I'm saying not everybody can say that their environment shapes them. Not anymore. I mean, not any.
everybody. No. See, I'm not saying, oh, you commit a crime. Say, no, it was my environment, it wasn't me. No. What I'm saying is that the environment plays a part. Of course, you were not you walked in with both eyes open, if assuming you have eyes. So, but you cannot remove that aspect, the environment that the environment plays. It's definitely it's like we talked about a few episodes ago on one of the pods, people who grew up in one random village up north that's been ravaged by Boko Haram, and that's all you know. You grow up, you see people being raped, villages being pillaged, people being kidnapped. That's all you know. And then you then grow up, you don't go to school, you don't have any prospects, and then you're now a strapping lad of 15. Those people come say, "Oh, come roll with us. You're smoking weed." They say this will get you coins and all that, and you follow. Not everybody will follow. Not everybody is going to toe that line, but some will. Now, to the child in another place, let's say South West London, he's not in that environment, so he is immune. Well, in quotes, he's kind of immune to some of those things. But then again, we've seen those girls that were in the UK who saw ISIS on the internet and decided to
And you know what?
go
That's why I want to go and
that way.
join.
Exactly. So that one saved day. So the environment played a part in both places, in both cases, in both scenarios. However, not everybody is going to walk that line, but you cannot remove that effect that
Right.
the environment has.
All right.
Amen. Amen. And the church
Amen.
people say, what? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Amen.
yeah. Yeah. I did tell you, I did tell you, I did tell you. But long story short, I don't know how we got here. Don't go to hell.
Well,
I don't think it's going to be nice.
well, how did we get there? Well, religion shapes our moral compass. Do we still have to think about, or do we still have to judge ourselves based on what people from a certain extraction that's having that thought process of,
Yeah,
okay, hell
Middle
is
East.
this, so Middle
It's
Eastern extraction. So
religion.
Mhm.
yeah, and we just followed it hook, line, and sinker because we had
People should
our
speak for
own religion.
yourself.
No, you can't say speak for yourself. You're Christian. That's the
Am
Middle
I?
Eastern. You know, all of a sudden, okay, but
You're not, Tabi. You know, when on that great day, you now play this tape saying you denied me. You denied me. Or maybe
Saturday.
they just
Not
play the
denying.
tape
Not denying
on
the big guy. Please sleep.
but yeah, but so it's another day on the outside looking in, and to just roll in from what you were saying with regards to our societies or our environments not shaping us. Nigeria, as we are today, the hottest discussion is will be moving to the NDC with regards to what we're talking about now. The fact that your environment shapes it. Now, is Obi right, or what do you think, Tiara, with regards to him? Okay,
No,
he's
no.
moved
Let's
from
hear what process first.
no, no,
What do
let's
you mean? What
no, ladies first. How
about
what do you
what?
think Obi moving? How does that rub you? What do you think it behoves for him?
So I think it's two things. I don't care about outlook. It's two things. If this was done on purpose because like he knew that they will mess up ADC, then I say it's a fantastic play. However, if he's just being reactive, then I think he's being stupid or foolish, for lack of a better word. Because like I would I think, right, that like just in general, people anticipate what will go wrong in their daily lives. Like you're just like, oh, every day of your life, you're just like, what could go wrong? And you're trying to do the opposite or find guardrails against the things that will go wrong. So if this was like something that he knew would happen, because like again, they did say that ADC was a temporary party in the beginning, in the beginning. And so like maybe this
in
was
the
like,
beginning.
you know, maybe this was like the original intention to what's the word now? What's the word when you do something that someone did not expect?
To wrong foot somebody, wrong
Yes.
foot the opposition, say, oh, I'm going here. And I know
Yes,
I'm really here.
exactly.
Yeah,
Because
the
they've
red
done this
herring.
before. They did this in the last election where like they said they were using a particular space event center for their campaign and they had like 3 or 4 backups just because they knew that the opposition would come for them. So this is right up his MO. If like again it was a strategy, then it makes sense. However, if this is reactive, then I feel like he's just being a Nigerian. He's being you and I because we don't used to fight for anything. They say I've had too much, carry our bag and go to another country. We cannot be bothered. we do be running for a living as a Nigerian. We run any slight inconvenience. It go be that's how we behave. So I guess anyhow you look at it, that's my take on his moving.
Mm. I share your lines of reasoning. Yeah, number one, did they sell a dummy with the ADC before saying no? Well, here on the NDC. But let me approach it from a different perspective. People are using Mr. Obi's movement from party to party as a stick. No. Movement from one party to another as a stick to beat him with. I personally, going back to the environment you find yourself in, line of arguments. If when in Rome, behave like the Romans,
Mm-hmm.
you will be extremely foolish in Nigeria to say, oh, well, In other democracies, you go to one party and you stay there because that's how it is, whilst you're based in Nigeria. That's not going to work. For example, let us use LP. So Mr. Obi was in Labour, contested, okay, did what he did, and then all of a sudden, LP just could not get it right. You could not drink water and put that cup down. Somebody will move that cup. If it was not this person saying this, it will be so. No matter how they tried to fix it, like you can't wake somebody who's pretending to be asleep. So if somebody has a problem
I think
that
like you
he
can't
does not,
No, actually, you
put a
cannot.
damn gun on their head and say,
You
you don't
can't.
wake
You
up.
cannot.
You will wake up. It's fine.
No,
You don't wake up. You have no motivation
well,
to wake up.
okay.
I'll wake you.
Well, yeah, well, okay. Allow me to use it, even though yes, you can't wake them. So, if somebody says, no matter what you do, I'm going to cause trouble here because that's what I want to do. That's what I'm being paid for. There's no reasoning with that person. So if you then sit in that place, you're just in the fullness of time. It will turn out that you were foolish. You see. So he then moves to the ADC. As soon as he moved to the ADC, now I don't know whether this was them trying to wrong foot folk or whether they thought, okay, safe haven here. As soon as he moved there, different people stood up saying, oh, no, 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 no. This is not here. That should not be there. And then you're like, what is going on? Now, should you stay there knowing that there's a window of opportunity if you guys don't get yourselves sorted by the end of May, that's it. You cannot contest. Now, the different court cases, and the courts have sent them back to the beginning of the queue, High Court, start from there. Are you saying that that is going to be, all those cases are going to be trashed out before May the 30th? Now, he could either sit there and say, no, let's get to the logical end. In the fullness of time, if he had done that and wasn't able to contest, people would be like, what sort of dummy is this? You saw that. It was going, you sat there. So he then moves to where, well, maybe there should be some sanity here. And then people are using that same stick, saying, well, why are you moving from here to here? I think from where I'm sitting on the surface, it looks like, oh yeah, why are you moving from here to there and there? But then when you peep it a bit more, you go a bit closer, or you go on the outside and look in, there might be a method to this particular madness, but who knows?
I said,
Yeah, go ahead.
going on what you're saying, right?
Mhm.
Because he's not like LP was his first place. He's been in Abga. I think he was in one other one
Yes,
before. This has
PDP.
been this has been a continuous thing. You would assume that if you do the same thing over again, you would expect the same result. Because again, you're not a mad person. You can't be expecting a different result. So when you were running in LP and they did that, or in Abga, they did that, you came to LP, they did the same thing. You went to ADC, they did the same thing. You can't keep running. You're not, because again, you're not solving any problem by moving. It's just going to delay. It's a delay tactics. Like, okay, you go to NDP and then they sow discord there again. What, you run again? Like, for how long are you going to keep running? And if you're going to rule
Now,
a country that is a jungle, you are now in a prey in the country that is a jungle. But all going to, you are always going to be the prey. Like, at some point, you have to stand up and be a predator. And if you're not okay being a predator, you should probably not be ruling the country that is a jungle.
Now the thing is to work to counter that, they did try to register a party that they would have control over. But the opposition or the government in charge of, well, no, you can't register any party. So they shut that down. So what do you
Did you
do then?
expect the opposition to just sit down and be like, sure, run, welcome
no,
in a country that is...
So
but
what do you
what
do
do you
then?
want him to do? Because when you
My
say
dear,
things like
I can't
this,
tell you it was before trouble for
because
me.
you keep saying things like this, and then okay,
Yes, you know the
he's
answer.
tried
I can't say it because
he has tried
I'm in my
dialogue.
environment.
No, he's tried dialogue. Okay, but then again, another
That you be
way,
having dialogue in a jungle. Like lion wants to
no,
eat you. Now say, come, let's talk about it. And you be
another
the
way, yeah,
monkey.
is to go find a bigger bully. Another way is
Or
to
be
go
the
find.
bigger bully. Why are you finding be the bigger
Uh,
bully?
I don't think he can be the bigger bully
If you can't keep
now
running away
because
from
no,
your
you can
bully and be like, they bullied me in school, mommy, daddy,
no,
help me. You
no,
will have to
no.
beat the person
That's
back
the
one day.
the only way I see out of this for him, if he wants to be like you say the bigger bully, is to find external forces that will back him the same way. Of course, that's all. Because the same way, though you're now sleeping, you're now out there, you're now sleeping in bed with the people that you're trying to say, oh, because the mindset is okay, you want to
If
move Africa, you
external
want to go,
forces,
you're now in their
if external
pockets.
forces are involved,
Yes,
yes,
you're
you have
now
to
in their
dance to whatever
pockets.
tune they're
Yes.
playing for
That
you.
so
So
that
we
is
land at square zero.
that's the issue. And the fact that okay, Obik says things like moving Nigeria from consumption to production. That is really fully anti-West. That is fully anti-West because Africa, Nigeria, and all other parts is the what's McCollum? The raw material haven for for everybody in the West.
That's
Yes,
actually
it
not true.
is. Oh,
I think
yes, it
so.
is. What really?
Until I used to think so until Winifred did a survey
Hmm.
on all the raw materials in the world.
Okay.
And we always have this idea that like Africa has so much raw material or Nigeria. It's not true. Asia has a lot more raw materials than like commercially relevant raw materials than we do in Africa.